Welcome to the European Parliament here in Brussels. I'm absolutely delighted to welcome some of my constituents from the West Midlands who are gathered here today here in Kashmir Week, which I proudly sponsor, and the events here today to highlight the issue in Kashmir and Jammu. On my right, I have the pleasure of introducing Raina Nazir from the British Kashmiri Women's Council. On my right, Mr. Mohammed Solomon, who is a leading community worker in Birmingham in the West Midlands. Welcome all here to Brussels. As you know, I've been involved with this, highlighting since I've been elected the issue in Kashmir and Jammu. It's an issue that's been going on now for those who don't know the issue, for 65 years. It obviously came about after when Britain gave the United Kingdom gave the independence to India, and then obviously the formation of Pakistan, and then there was this issue of Kashmir. There was United Nations resolutions at the time, and it was thought that there would be a referendum for the people of Kashmir on self-determination. And I think that's why I was involved in this very much so, because everyone knows my Euroscepticism and my campaign for a referendum for the UK to have their say whether their future within the European Union. But this has been 65 years in the waiting for the people of Kashmir to have their say. And that's why I've become involved in this. And I've been very impressed with the passion of my constituents on this issue. And that's why I feel very strongly that I should support you in this. Can I come to you first of all, Raina, and tell me what your feelings about it and what you think I should be doing and what we can do to raise this issue?
Well, firstly, I'd like to say why I actually founded the British Kashmiri Women's Council. My father, who like his father, and my great-uncles, and many others have spent their youth in the struggle for the justice for Kashmir, and they've tried to fight this calculated, ruthless attack on the innocent in the name of independence, independence, and that's unfortunately become the ultimate negation of the human rights of the people of Kashmir. And no words can bring solace to the suffering of the Kashmiri people. And you know, what I thought was, I mean, when you see the women that suffer, half widows, you get, children, women getting raped, there's girls who get raped in front of their parents, their fathers, and the thing, that happens. So what I thought was least we can do is at least try and involve more women and the youth to try and educate and raise this awareness. Mm-hmm. And what we've been trying to do is fighting and urging the British government, United Nations in particular, to use all the moral, economic and diplomatic influence in order to stop this ongoing genocide, ill treatment of people, human rights abuses, of precious lives of men, women and children who are innocent in this. And we're just trying to urge a speedy withdrawal of the Indian occupation forces from the territory, and to bring back basically humanity, equality, peace, justice, the people's dignity, and to rethink a strategy and review it through reconciliation, a path of dialogue, a peaceful way.
Yeah.
So,
do you feel the same frustration that I do? It's almost like the term, it's like the politics of convenience.
Yes.
It's because India is such a powerful economic power, and of course you have the United States who wish to be very friendly with India, you have the UK,
exactly,
and obviously the European Union. You can understand why all these entities wish to be very friendly with India.
Yeah.
But you really should be strong with your friends. You should actually say to your friends, actually, you were wrong on this. And for you not to see this as an issue, you're wrong, this is an issue.
Yeah.
And we, the international community, think this is an issue, and so should you.
Exactly.
And that's a frustration.
I mean, I recently got an article published in the Government Gazette, which was, talking about peaceful talks, because we don't want enemies with India or, or Pakistan. We want to bring, the human rights. It's like, why shouldn't they have justice? Why are they different? Why, as anybody else? And it really does frustrate me, and it really hurts, because I see my, father who struggled, my grandfather, and when you see these abuses, it's very. I do get emotional. I'm sorry.
No, absolutely.
But it's very important that we as women, we need to bring more women together to actually enforce this. And yes,
Mohammed, you gave me a letter this morning from Saeed Ali Jiani, who I I invited here today to take part in the events today. Unfortunately, the Indian government refused him a pass to leave. But I mean, that's just endemic of the Indian position on this, isn't it? And something what we need to move forward to.
Well, can I just first of all, thank you on behalf of over 300,000 Kashmiris who are living in West Midlands, taking this issue up in European Parliament and having this Kashmir week here. I believe that Kashmiri all over the world believe Britain has a historical responsibility toward the issue of Kashmir. And we successfully, over like 50 years, 500,000 Kashmiris living in Britain who are British, been raising this issue with the British government. And we also believe that Britain, being a major partner in Europe, has an active role to play, because Europe is an important institution which plays in the world affair. So I think, this event today is an important event, and I hope that, it develops into something. And of course, the Kashmiri suffering carries on since, 47. And Sayyid Ali Gilani is a classic example where a man is over 80, he's under house arrest, he's ill, he needs medical treatments. So the Indian authorities don't let him leave. He wanted to come here and tell, the people of Europe what is going on in Kashmir, actually what the 600,000 Indian army is doing to the women, the children, and the elderly people. Every day they get arrested, every day they are put behind bars, every day they are being killed, and no action has been taken against any Indian soldier, because they have immunity from the prosecution. And this has been given by the largest democracy in the world. So it's a shame, on India, the way it shows the world that they are democratic, yet the principle of democracy is that each individual has a right in a state by the law given. So this is why I think it's an important issue of Sayyid Ali Gilani, and not only Sayyid Ali Gilani, but other Kashmiri leaders as well who are under house arrest. Thousands of people are in jail. And how sickening is this, that over, the Amnesty International human rights organization, appointed 500 Indian soldiers who have committed atrocities against the Kashmiri people for the last 30 years. None of them has been prosecuted. So what sort of law do we have in India? What sort of democracy we have in India? And this is, I think, we have to expose to the world that this, lies that India tells the world that we are the largest democracy. Democracy means rights. People of Kashmir, 13 million of them, they have their rights, right of self-determination. The land belongs to them. Now in Kashmir, historically never been part of India. If anybody can show me any documents, if you go back into history, even 5,000 years, Kashmir has independent existence. So, Kashmir belongs to the Kashmiri people and not to India.
Yeah, thank you. Obviously, this raised, we've just seen at this table the amount of passion. But how can we turn this into actual action? Obviously, I'm a politician, I'm here, and we're raising the issue, that's one step. But how do we move that forward?
Yeah, I think as far as European Parliament is concerned, three things are very vital if we want to resolve this issue. One, there is a dialogue going on between India and Pakistan, and this has been going on for 3-4 years.
Yes.
Unfortunately, each time, India is not prepared to let the Kashmiris sit around the table. So I think, that should be a demand of our campaign, that Kashmiri representatives must be there in the dialogue.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's a very important issue.
For meaningful dialogue, you must have Kashmiri
Because if you're deciding future of 13 million people, how come their representatives are not sitting around the table? Exactly. They're not sheep and goat that you divide them. They're people. They have conscience and they can speak for themselves. Yeah. That's the first thing. Secondly, all those people who are in Indian jails, they should be released because they haven't committed no crime.
Absolutely.
They haven't done nothing. And they are just rotting in jails. And, this is a human right abuse that goes to, certain... And thirdly, I think the most important thing is that all those Indian soldiers who have committed atrocities against the Kashmiri people, they should be tried in International Court of Justice because we seek justice. Why would, over 100,000 Kashmiri men, women and children will be slaughtered by Indian army when we have done nothing to India?
Sure.
So, India is, is part of, humanity, and it should be accountable, and that accountability should be there, and this, should be part of our campaign.
Well, time's been us, and I can just assure you, I'm so happy to be working with you, and look forward to working with you more in the future until we resolve this issue.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.